wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. Here at Concordia, where Concordia means harmony, where many hands and hearts come together as one. And here at Concordia, our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is a world that works for everyone. We are making that happen here. And so we have a gift for first-time guests. If this is your first time here, please be sure to see a greeter and get a gift from us. It will contain Science of Mind magazine, which really explains who we are and how we operate in the world from our hearts, from our divine magnificence. And also you'll find a connection card in front of you. And this is where you can put your information to stay in touch with us. We have lots of events, classes, workshops, service on Sundays. So we'll keep you posted as to what is going on around here. It's a whole lot. And on the back side of this connection card is a prayer request. And so we are a prayerful community. All of us in Purple School are practitioners here, and we will hold your prayer in our hearts. Once again, I forgot to say I'm Carla Joyce. I am one of the practitioners here, but I am pleased to be your host here this morning. And so when the collection baskets come around, you can put your connection card in the basket. And with that, I welcome you all and welcome our special guest. And I know this service today unfolds divinely, for all is the activity of spirit. And it is harmonious, peaceful, loving, and light. I know all of that is flowing in and around, each one up in AV, each one here in the sanctuary, and downstairs in hospitality. I know all is divinely guided and inspired, and each one will be filled. Your hearts and minds will be filled with the message and the music here today. And so welcome, thank you, and so it is. To introduce our dear friend and special guest, David Roth. So we have the pleasure of our sermon being in song this morning. And just a little bit about David. David's songs have found their way to Carnegie Hall, the United Nations, several Chicken Soup for the Soul books, the Kennedy Center, NASA's Space Shuttle Atlantis, Peter, Paul, and Mary, and Kingston Trio CDs, and 15 of his own CDs. The Rise Up Singing and Rise Again songbooks, and countless venues in this and other countries, and now other worlds, for more than 3 decades. Poignant to improbable, holistic to hilarious, the Chicago native, now living on Cape Cod, resumes his ongoing world tour with us. So let's give a warm welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Before I start, I will just say that this marks the 40th year that I've been singing at New Thought Churches. When I was very young, my mother was attending the Culver City Church of Religious Science in the Los Angeles area. And she kept telling the minister how talented her son was. And they invited me anyway. My mom, Gloria, passed away a couple years ago, but she was my biggest cheerleader, and it is because of her pursuit of new thought, and I'm hoping to have a new thought one day, that contributes to my standing before you this morning, and I always consider it an honor, and I hope you may take something meaningful and perhaps whimsical. May we start with whimsy, because I've got a very provocative title to this sermon and song, but let's start here. Based on a true story, except for the parts I made up. St. Peter perusing the old pearly gates. He was working the swing shift, 2008. It was slow for Sunday, about 10:09. There were only two spirits in line. First began knocking, St. Peter said, "Come, tell me, what did you do there on earth, my son?" "Well, I was a preacher. My word was the Lord's. And for decades I lectured how God I adored." "Well, come on right in, friend, you're most welcome here. We've built you a cabin just off to the rear." Well, come on right in, friend, you're most welcome here. We've built you a cabin just off to the rear, with a coupon that it's good for a nice hot roll. And we hope you enjoy it. We opened the door. So then came the second, short bowling man, with an old blue beret and two wrinkled old hands. St. Peter began with his questions again. "Tell me, what did you do in the world of men and women and other non-binary sentient beings?" Slight upgrade. "Well, for the last 30 years, sir, I drove a big cab on the streets of Manhattan. I zoom and I gab." St. Peter said, "Sir, you need say nothing more," and quite quickly relinquished the keys to the door. He said, "Come on right in, friend, you don't have to wait. We built you a palace right by the front gate, with a big fireplace so you'll never get cold, and a set of suits and a staff made of gold." But the preacher who had gone in before him caught word of this opulent dwelling, and then when he heard of the difference in garments and staves, he was furious, perplexed, bewildered, and partially curious. "Tell me, why does this chauffeur get all these fine gifts here, when I serve the Lord and all he did was shift gear?" And here was a reply that St. Peter made: "When you preached, people slept. When he drove, people prayed." This prayer takes many forms, as does worship.
God's got a sense of humor. He made us.
Yeah, that's true. So, yes, the title of my talk today is "The Most Important Word of All." And before I take a survey, because I imagine there would be more than one guess, it is not a definitive answer. It has got more to do with how you feel in your life experience. So if someone here were to throw out what they thought, and there's no right or wrong answer, what would be the most important word of all? What would somebody say, for example?
Love.
Someone would say love. What might somebody else say?
Kindness.
Kindness, a good one, yeah.
Honesty.
Honesty, yeah, what else? Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Belonging, thank you, that's two words, but we're stretching the parameters. I say, so I've gone into that exploration. What are the two most important words? I think thank you are those two. And then what are the three most important words? Where's the bathroom or
The most important word
heard a few that I could plug into this song. If you thought of one word you'd like to see more of in the world, I'll start with John's word. He said kindness. All right? We'll go from there. I'm looking for more kindness in this world. I'm looking for more kindness in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for more kindness in this world. Very easy to sing. Wanna try it? Go! Looking for more kindness in this world. Say, I'm looking for more kindness in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for more kindness in this world. What else? I'm looking for more love in this world. There it is. Come on, join me. I'm looking for more love in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for more love in this world. My turn. Oh, this is what I see. It's complicated A to Z. There's no quick solution anyone is willing to make. Even though it may be glaring, it is time to be more daring, and it's time to be more caring, for goodness sake. I'm looking for compassion in this world. Your turn. I'm looking for compassion in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, if it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for compassion in this world. I'm looking for empathy in this world. I'm looking for empathy in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, then I guess I'm gonna be it. Well, I'm just looking for empathy. You know, interesting. That's a little tricky thing to sing along without having an interesting experience with that lady. I sing it a couple times, people kind of get it. If it's there and I don't see it, most people will latch onto this. Guess I'm gonna have to be it. I'm just, that's not what I wrote. If it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. Getting to be and having to be are two different things. There's new thought versus old thought right there. So if it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for whatever was in this world. Let's see one. I'm looking for connection in this world. I'm looking for connection in this world. Okay. If it's there and I don't see it, then I guess I'm gonna get to it. I'm just looking for connection in this world. My turn again, one more time. Oh, this is what I see. It's complicated A to Z. There's no quick solution anyone is willing to make. Even though it may be glaring, it is time to be more caring. It's time to be more daring, for goodness sake. I'm looking for more justice in this world. I'm looking for more justice in this world. If it's there and I don't see it, I guess I'm gonna get to be it. I'm just looking for more justice in this world. Grace. I'm looking for more grace in this world. Peace. I'm looking for more peace in this world. Compassion. I'm looking for compassion in this world. Connection. I'm looking for connection in this world. Cookies. I'm looking for more cookies in this world. Love. I'm looking for more love in this world. Two kindnesses. I'm looking for more kindness in this world. I'm looking for more kindness in this So there are a lot of words in that song that could be candidates for the most important word of all. Stay with me. if I didn't know. But the first job I got out of college in 1847 was as a copywriter for a small advertising agency in Anchorage, Alaska.
Wow.
Go figure. Who knew they even had them up there? But I was thrilled at the idea that someone would pay me money to make words. I just couldn't believe it. So then I did a self-correct and I became a folk singer so that I could enter a vow of poverty. And the Witness Protection Program, it's the FBI. They gave me this identity as a folk singer to guarantee your permanent obscurity. But I love that Bob Dylan movie, A Complete Unknown. That was great. And I was there in the 80s in New York, about 10 years after all that was happening. It was really, it's not a documentary at all. It's very Hollywood. But I just thought they did a beautiful job. And we're going to go from the most important word of all, just for a song, to the most important action you could take, or a person could take, or a community could take in support of someone at a time of need. This song is also 40 years old. It might have been one of the first songs I sang at Culver City Church Religious Science. And it was love at first song between me and New Thought Centers, and people would come up to me and say, "How long have you been writing about the Course in Miracles?" I said, "What's that?" He said, "Well, your songs." And I said, "Well, I've got some adult children alcoholic in here, so that was a very firm spiritual foundation for letting go of things like people pleasing and trying to take care of others and putting your oxygen mask on first before you try to save the world and cleaning up your own messes first." Lots of things, not nearly enough time. Just giving you an idea of the person who stands before you. This is a true story that I came across 40 years ago. Manuel Garcia, a proud youthful father, known on his block as a hard-working man. The wife and the family, a job and a future, keep everything going according to plan. One day Manuel Garcia complained of stomach pains, went to the clinic to find out the cause. His body was found to have cancerous tissue, ignoring the order of natural law. Manuel Garcia of Milwaukee County checked into the medical complex in town. Suddenly seeing his 39 years, like the sand in an hour less, plugging down. "What are my choices?" cried Manuel Garcia. Basically, 2 was the doctor's degree. Cancer untreated will quickly be fatal, but treatment is painful with no guarantee. And so it began Manuel's personal odyssey, long sleepless nights in a chemical daze, echoes of footsteps down long, lonely corridors, tolling his minutes and hours away. With the knowledge that something inside was consuming him, Manuel Garcia was filled with despair. He'd already lost 40 pounds to cancer, and now to the drugs he was losing his hair. After 9 weeks of treatment, the doctor came calling. He said, "Manuel, we've done about all we can do. Cancer could go either way at this juncture. It's out of our hands, and it's now up to you." Looked in the mirror, a sad, frightened stranger, so pale, so wrinkled, so lonely, so scared. Diseased, isolated, and feeling unlovable, 126 pounds and no hair. He dreamed of his Carmen at 60 without him, his 4 little children not having their dad. The Thursday night car came to Julio's, and everything else he had done that he wished that he had. Awakened from sleep on the day of his discharge by shuffling feet going all around his bed. Manuel opened his eyes and thought he was still dreaming. His wife and 4 friends with no hair on their heads. Blinked and he looked again. that point, not a word had been spoken. But soon they were laughing so hard they cried. The hospital hallways were ringing with voices. Patron, we did this for you, said his friends. They wheeled him out to the car they had borrowed. Amigo, estamos contigo, babe. So Manuel Garcia returned to his neighborhood, dropped off in front of his two-bedroom flat. The block seemed unusually deserted for Sunday. He drew a deep breath and adjusted his hat. But before he could enter, the front door flew open. Manuel was surrounded with faces he knew. 50-odd loved ones and friends of the family. Clean-shaven heads and the words, we love you. Manuel Garcia, a person with cancer, a father, a husband, a neighbor, a friend. The lump in his throat said, I'm not one for speeches. Here I have something that needs to be said. I felt so alone with my baldness and cancer. Now you stand beside me, thank heaven above, for giving me strength that I need. May God bless you, and long may we live in the meaning of love. For giving me strength that I need, may God bless you, and long may we live with the meaning of love. 40 years ago, I saw a photograph in the New York Post. I was living in New York City at the time, and I wanted to see how the Cubs and White Sox were doing. I bought it for the sports pages. And there was this picture of these 50 bald-headed men, from grand abuelos to little boys, all with clean-shaved heads to welcome Manuel home from his cancer treatment. This was way before internet, so what I did was, this was my research workflow today. I lived in New York City. I went to Grand Central train station, where they had a room with phone books from all over the country. And you could look up anybody's phone number. Way before that. So I looked up Bill Jans from the Milwaukee Sentinel, and I called him, and I got a hold of him. He sent me a couple other local articles he'd written about Monroe. And that helped me fill in the details. So nowadays, research is a little bit different. So the way this talk is going to work is I'm going to play another song, and then there's going to be some other element components of the service, and then I'm going to do a second set of 4 songs, and hopefully we get to that most important word of all, that you've been thinking about it. It can change. I know this one's in the top 10. I didn't think I would. When I said yes instead of no, it came out pretty good. I'm glad I took that option. I'm glad I didn't run. When I said yes instead of no, I even had some fun. I'm glad I was agreeable instead of locking down. That would have been my former self who had not been around. I saw what could be possible in filling up my cup. When I said yes instead of no, the world opened up. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. When I think of all the things I might have missed, I'm really glad the word I said was yes. set your sights on me and how you've helped me grow. And all you things to share, all the things you shared along the way that I did not know. In spite of my resistance and all my stubborn ways, I circumnavigated them, and here we are today. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. Sing that with me. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. When I think of all the things I might have missed, I'm really glad the word I said was yes. The world is filled with naysayers, don't you know? Well, I become a yay-sayer, so here we go. I'm glad I said that word. I didn't think I would. When I said yes instead of no, it came out really good. I'm glad I took that option. I'm glad I did not hide. When I said yes instead of no, oh, what a wild ride. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. When I think of all the things I might have missed, I'm really glad the word I said was yes. Really glad the word I said was yes. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. That's a good word. So now we're going to go into meditation.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name's Tracy, and I'll be your driver today. So just taking a breath, and I invite you to soften your eyes. Take your focus in, just feeling the support of the bench beneath you, or whatever you're sitting on. And let's just sit for 1 minute in silence together. So I invite you to take these words as your own if you are so moved. There is a power and a presence, an infinite spirit. It is timeless, never ending. It has no end, it has no beginning. It is the point and the circumference of all that is. And it weaves everything together into a beautiful tapestry called life. I know that all of its qualities of connection, beauty, harmony flow through my body, my being, my expression. I am an expression of its beauty and beingness. know this for each one here. I know this for all of those online. I know this for all beings everywhere. And so in this moment, I know that love and harmony flow through, creating in various ways as each one here today. And I know that this time of connection, celebration, feeling, such a broad and beautiful expression of song and songwriting and message. I know each one is uplifted and celebrated, feeling a sense of greatness beyond that which came in through these doors. So this is a time of expansion, a time of expression. And so in such great gratitude for this and the unspoken, I just let it be. I release it into the law of the divine feminine, knowing that she receives and responds, and it is done. Let us join together in anchoring this truth by saying, and so.
There are more loving people in this world than those noisy ones on my TV. I must use discretion and prudence before I engage with that one-eyed thief. The din can be deafening, the volume so high. Repetition starts to make it sound real. And if I am not paying attention, I start to doubt how I feel. Imagine what happens when I'm willing to listen and hear. Imagine what happens when kindness engages with fear. Volume doesn't equal consensus, and shouting is a red flag to me. A softer approach to hard subjects may bring on the change that I wish to see. Oh, I will not chew on the sound bites. There's more to the stories I read, and I am not buying this message that is sponsored by power and greed. Imagine what happens when I'm willing to listen and hear. Imagine what happens when kindness engages with fear. Alarming and chilling, unnerving and cold, that's the tone of these desperate days. Disarming and human and willing and bold is my tenor for turning to grace. There are more loving people in this world than I might be led to believe. I won't be distracted from trusting and look forward to give and receive. The din can be deafening, volume so high, I won't be seduced by the noise. I'm ready to act with my conscience and remember that I make my choices. Imagine what happens when I'm willing to listen and hear. Imagine what happens when kindness engages with fear. Am I willing to listen and hear? Imagine what happens when kindness engages with fear. You know, it's kind of a leading contender, but haven't got there yet. But it's top 10 for sure. You thinking about it? It changes. Now, I'm going to sing a song that I sang many years ago, but not for a few years. And this was inspired on a Sunday morning down in Florida, where I had breakfast at a diner after a Unitarian church service on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Sunday. And I had breakfast with two women with different abilities, named Mary Jo Perone and Carol Rudetsky. And they wanted to arrange this breakfast with me because they had heard me for a few concerts, and they wanted me to write them a song. And when we sat at this table, I said, ladies, what can I do for you? And after much hemming and hawing, and Mary Jo, they were both in their late 50s at the time. This is 2013. Mary Jo was born with what was called developmental disabilities at the time, and Carol was born with cerebral palsy. Both in their late 50s. Both had some amount of difficulty speaking, but Mary Jo was more nervous than Carol, so she appointed Carol, the one with the most difficulty speaking, to be their spokesperson. And what Carol said to me was, we want you to write a song because we're really tired of how people make fun of us. Because of the way we look. We're all in here, I knew that. And it's only been happening all our lives and everywhere we go. 2 hours later, I had their song. I made them co-writers on it. And when that CD came out, or was it an 8-track? I can't even remember. They saw their names right next to mine, and very proud, and I was able to send them, a royalty check every year. Now, before you get all excited, it was a folk music royalty check. Very symbolic. Maybe good for a coffee card every 2 years or something like that. But they loved Starbucks coffee. They did. And I've written a lot of songs over the years. This is right up there among the most important songs I've ever been involved with because of the women who brought their story to me and who had the courage, or as we like to say, the courage. Anybody remember? Yes. Courage is my words. Courage without the rage. When a 12-year-old girl told me that my songs gave her encouragement, that was my takeaway. So I'm singing this song in honor of Mary Jo and Carol because I saw Carol passed away last year finally. around 70, and Mary Jo passed away this past May. I got to visit them both in Florida each January. This past January, Mary Jo, and the one before. I knew I'd be seeing them for the last time because their spacesuits were struggling. So I'm making this year the honorary Mary Jo and Carol year. I like to sing the song every chance I get. It's got an important message. So we're getting to the most important word of the world, getting to the most important news story at the time for me. This is the most important connection, as important connection I was ever privileged to make by two women who had the courage to invite me to lunch. Mary Jo got a job down at the fast food joint. She was happy for the work. Mary Jo was put on fries. She's been making them for years. This is her specialty. Very special. Very special. When you're making fries, you see a lot of people. You get to be up front, right by the counter. You get to look at customers. You get to watch outside. And Mary Jo delighted in her job. The new manager they got was someone younger. It didn't seem that this person understood that Mary Jo was just a little different, but as good as any worker that this place had ever had. One day the boss told Mary Jo to make the Happy Meals and sent her to the back part of the store. And this person also used the word retarded. Meals weren't so happy anymore. Mary Jo says all I really want to be treated just like everybody else. Consider my abilities. I am competent, I work hard, and I help. Carol is another special person. Compassionate and friendly, creative, fun and kind. But she never liked a single day of school. Kids made fun of her. They made fun of her. When she grew up, she felt it was important to make a difference for people just like her. So Carol told their story to some singer, so he could sing their story to the world. Carol says, oh, I really want to be treated just like everybody else. Consider my abilities. I am competent, I work hard, and I help. Mary Jo and Carol are good friends, and they did things together just like you and me. So if you ever see someone who's making fun of people like them, think who has the disability. One more, right? Did I even leave my phone on? It is, what time is it? Oh, it's 10:40, yeah. I'll do one more and then, what is it? Yeah, there it is. Oh. Look up and open your eyes. That's my message for you today.
There's a new song in there.
Alright, we're gonna get. Alright, here comes the big payoff. But before I sing this last song, which reveals what I believe is the most important of all, I will tell you that this was not my idea. I heard an American Buddhist monk named Lama Surya Das about 13, 14 years ago at a conference, and the title of his talk was The Most Important Word of All. And I was inspired by what he said. So I thought about it. I thought to see if I would agree with it. And I decided I was on board. But before I do that, I want to show you the last year and a half or so, I've received 2 t-shirts in the email anonymously. I don't know who sent me these t-shirts, but I love them both so much that, and there was no way to trace them through the barcodes or anything. I tried. But my love for these 2 t-shirts outweighed the creepiness of how I got it. This is the first one that I got. It says, I'm with the band. And these are all the books that were attempted to be banned from public places. You know, I read a lot of these books, and I think I'm a better person for it. I have good intentions, and I mean no harm. So I wrote a song called I'm with the band. Next time, okay? And you can read all the titles. So this came anonymously about a year and a half ago. And I said, wow, that's really cool. And then, just a few months ago, I got this one out. I was thinking about wearing this today. You can't wear a t-shirt when you're a speaker at Concordia Center spiritually. But this has a lot of candidates for the most important word of all. And this is a shirt somebody sent me.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta tell you, I don't get caught. When I wear this shirt, I get a lot of comments on it. A lot of people going, yeah, and I get a few looks. Go figure. You know, it doesn't surprise me. We all have different lenses through which we view the world. Love, yet empathy, yet compassion, inclusion, justice, kindness. So, these were in the top 10. So I leave you with this song. I thank you for your kind attention. We're not quite done with the service yet, but let's see if we can wrap this whole thing up. I guess you could make your guesses now. Has anybody landed on anything?
Love.
Gratitude?
Love.
Yes. Kindness.
Love.
Joy. Inclusion. All right. You ready? Here it comes. Get ready. This is the crux of the business. There are many, many dark words some use for their transcendence, lighting up internal flames with inner incandescence. More than most, there's one that tops all miles, 100 maps. Open up the absolute and try it out. Perhaps can go a long, long way where never dares not tread, and never ever was a way to look ahead. Consider looking through the lens as if a newborn baby. There's mighty power in perhaps, and powerful in maybe. Open up the absolute and try it out. Perhaps. Right or wrong will only lead to trials and traps. There's a lovely adverb that can fill in all those gaps. Open up the absolute and try it out. Perhaps. Or look at possibility instead of locking down. Being right is highly overrated, I have found. There's beauty when the mind is open, beauty when you bend. Flexibility is something I can recommend. Open up the absolute and try it out. Right or wrong will only lead to trials and traps. There's a lovely adverb that can fill in all the gaps. Open up the absolute and try it out. Perhaps there's more than meets the eye when fools and dreamers rush in. Black and white up, yes or no, does not allow discussion. There are many, many dharma phrases everywhere you look, in motivating magazines, in Bibles and in books. But more than most, there's one that tops all on those maps. Perhaps it is. Okay, time for news you can use. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah, such a moving message through song. Thank you. So it is time for news you can use, and I'm first with the cereal drive. So that's been going on for a couple of weeks now, and it will continue through July. We are working in partnership with Lakewood Baptist Church, and all of the cereal will be going to West Bay Marketplace on Jefferson Boulevard. They serve Warwick, Coventry, East Greenwich, West Warwick, and they have from 500 to 600 families a week come through there. So this time of year, with the kids out of school, we'll try to get some somewhat healthy cereal. And there's Tupperware out in the foyer that we can put those in. So thank you very much. And next up is the men's breakfast.
Morning, Concordia. The second Saturday of every month, we hold men's breakfast downstairs in Fellowship Hall. Brian and I cook up a nice tasty meal, and we welcome all men, all women here. If you know any men that could use some good fellowship, have them join us on the 12th of July, coming up, 9 a.m. downstairs. Thank you.
Is John with our class for September? Yes. And me, I'll stay.
Yeah. Carl and I are partnering up together and open up, perhaps, to join us with the absolute in you to awaken your spiritual magnificence and demonstrate a greater life, a greater love, a greater abundance, a greater health. Whatever it is you desire to dream and do, begin it with us.
Yay.
Yay.
It's going to be when, Carl?
September, the Wednesday right after Labor Day.
That's right. So Labor Day's gone.
Oh, September 3rd through November 5th, on Zoom or live. Live is amazing.
That's right. Time.
6:30. 6 to 8:30.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll see you there. Thanks so much.
Just stream that before it
We
starts.
got plenty of time.
All right, now is our time for spiritual practice, conscious giving. It's a time for us to open up and be the channel for spirit to flow as abundance. So go within, go to your heart, and ask what is yours to give. I ask the greeters to come forward. You can give in many ways, one of which is text giving, which I'll repeat. That number is 401-466-4454 for those online or here. And I ask you to join together with me our divine affirmation. Divine love has me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
Closing song, you ready to sing? Yes. All right. I am here for the greater good of all.
me. I'll be looking for you, or anyone else who has a soul. But come join us in fellowship hall downstairs for a cup of coffee and a prayer and connection. And if you have a prayer this week, please, by all means, email it to us. Our practitioners will be responding with an email back to you, a specific prayer for whatever it is that's in your heart, or perhaps for your family. And you can do that to prayer@concordiacsl.org. And after this prayer, I'll ask everyone to make sure to leave the sanctuary so that our next group of community will be having their service right after ours. So join me in this benediction, this closing prayer. So just knowing that the power and the presence of the One has flowed through this whole entire hour, grounding each of us in a feeling of connection, a feeling of openness, a feeling of knowing this and that sense, that word, that perhaps curiosity can take us into something greater. And so as we leave the sanctuary today, we do so to be a channel for whatever it is that we have been given as a gift here today. We do so with love, with curiosity, and with a sense of gratitude. Join me now in anchoring this prayer by saying, thanks.
So it is.